We can live here knowing that God is the one who is going to be able to do it. And we can stand before Jesus confident about what we do and understand that situation. And then be reminded the greatest reward, again, is to know Christ. It goes all the way back to the beginning. In every workplace, in every situation, is an opportunity to experience and know Jesus Christ. That's what it's about. And when we experience Him and know Him, we see God's provision, we see God's presence, we see God's guidance, we see God give us the strength that we need in situations where He's saying, I don't know if I can handle it. We see the confidence that we have. I remember looking for work when I had gotten laid off and getting up every day. And I remember in the beginning, you did a lot of, back then there was more job opportunities, but, you go out and no one offers you anything and nothing happens. And there was a point where I just said, look, my job is to get up and I'll make 4 phone calls. That's my job. And then I had to relax because I knew, I mentioned last week, my son, God could give me any job He wants at any time. He could convince anybody to hire me. And so I had great peace to understand in God's timing, all of that would work out in His timing. I want to encourage you this week then to go out and examine your workplace and where you find yourself in. Think about it, you kids at school. Think about how are you with your classmates and with your teacher in that workplace? As an employer or an employee, how do you act? With a vendor and a vendee, with a customer and a business. In every one of those situations, think about it. When if you go to a lot of people go out to eat afterwards. In the workplace relationship of you as a customer, the waitress. How are you Christ-centered in that? How can you be Christ-centered in that? Think about when you walk into that situation and realize, first and foremost, what Paul says is we are slaves to Christ. He is the one we serve in this situation. And so when you go to your work, you don't do just enough. You do your best. Not for your employer, but for Christ. When you're at a waitress taking orders, you don't just take the order and bring the food and give them the bill, but you do your best for the customer. You care about the customer and wanting to have a great experience. When you're a customer there, you don't look at the waitress or the waiter as just someone to just give you what you need, but they're a person that you can make this experience with them the best that it could be for the day for them. And in school, when the teacher says, you need to take a test today, or you need to study, or you read this time, you don't say, okay, I'm going to do just enough to get by. I'm not going to raise my hand, and maybe they won't notice me. But you do your best. You offer the teacher the best. You do the best for your classmates. Even the ones who are mistreating you and stuff, you give them the best because you know that you do that for Jesus Christ, who is your Lord, who is your Master. I think about that and I think, imagine what it would be like if that's what life was like. We could call any company and they would treat us with the best of respect. Anybody could call us and we would just treat them with honor and value. With each other in our workplace. You would go in a situation and they gave you, we got a phone yesterday. I had to get a phone for Lisa. And we were commenting, phones are like cars. You go away almost dirty. You feel like it, because I'm going to do this favor for you, And the person was very nice, and I treated him very nice, by the way. Came back to him, in fact. I knew they were in sales, so I came back to him. But he says, you know what I'm going to do for you? I'm going to give you my $20 discount. I know, well, that's nice of you. But, you felt like, right, whatever, It could have been very genuine. And that's a beautiful thing if he's thinking, you know what, you're nice people, I want to do this for you. And wouldn't it be great if we just walked in and it's like, man, that's what it was like. It starts with us. As I mentioned, the world was changed not by coming into government and saying, okay, everybody, you got to do this. It was changed internally by each person learning to live in relationship the way God intended them to live. and it transformed the world. You can do that as you serve Christ in the workplace. Let's pray.